Stockholm in the 1700s was the beating heart of the Swedish Empire, a city of perhaps 60,000 souls spread across islands and bridges, where wooden houses crowded against stone palaces and church spires pierced the Baltic sky. In this video, I use modern AI tools to bring historic paintings, engravings, and prints to life, allowing us to shift perspective, change camera angles, and move through the same scenes in ways their original artists never could. What emerges is a Stockholm caught between grandeur and danger, where royal ambition met everyday survival on narrow, cobbled streets. This is Gamla stan in the early 1700s. This view shows Stockholm's medieval core, a tangle of crooked alleys and timber-framed buildings rising 4 and 5 stories high, their gables leaning toward one another across lanes barely wide enough for a cart. By the year 1700, this district had stood for 5 centuries, its foundations laid on the island of Stockholm. In the foreground, merchants in wool cloaks negotiate over barrels of herring and Baltic grain. Behind them, the towers of Storkirken, the great church, loom against a pale sky, and beyond that, the copper-green roofs of the royal palace catch the low northern light. The air here smells of wood smoke, fish, and wet stone. Servants hurry between kitchens and market stalls. Apprentices haul buckets of water from public wells. But this density brings danger. Fire is a constant specter, timber buildings ignite easily, and narrow streets trap flames. Disease spreads quickly in crowded tenements where multiple families share single rooms. Policing is loose, pickpockets work the market crowds, and disputes are settled with fists or blades in shadowed corners. Gamla stan mattered because it was Stockholm's commercial and administrative nucleus. Here, guild laws were enforced, taxes collected, justice dispensed. The city council met in the town hall, and foreign envoys lodged in guesthouses within sight of the palace. Control of Gamla stan meant control of Sweden's maritime trade and military might. By mid-century, reformers began widening a few streets and enforcing stricter building codes after yet another devastating fire in 1751. Stone replaced timber in the most important structures. The old palace, damaged by fire in 1697, was slowly rebuilt into the grand neoclassical royal palace we recognize today, a project that stretched across decades. Remarkably, Gamla stan survives today as one of Europe's best-preserved medieval city centers, its alleys and squares still tracing the same patterns walked in the 1700s. This view shows Slottsbacken, the palace slope, in the 1720s. In the foreground, royal guards in blue and yellow uniforms stand at attention before the half-rebuilt palace. The midground is crowded with courtiers, petitioners, and tradesmen ascending the wide stone steps, while in the background, the spires of Riddarholmen Church rise above the rooftops. By 1728, King Frederick I oversaw the ongoing Reconstruction, determined to project Swedish power even as the empire contracted after the Great Northern War. The slope itself is a stage for ceremony and spectacle. Drummers announce royal decrees. Carriages rattle over cobblestones. Beggars press against the iron railings, hoping for alms. The scent of horse manure mixes with perfume from passing noble women. But beneath the grandeur lies tension. Sweden's military defeats have drained the treasury, and many workers building the palace go unpaid for months, sparking occasional riots. Slottsbacken mattered as the symbolic threshold between monarch and people. Public executions were held here, their grim lessons witnessed by thousands. Foreign ambassadors climbed these steps to present their credentials, measuring Swedish prestige by the palace's slow rise. Today, the same stretch remains the formal entrance to the royal palace, and tourists ascend the same incline where 18th-century subjects once bowed before their king. If there's another city, another moment, another scene from history you'd like to see brought to life with AI, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear where you'd like to go next. Again, thank you so much.